what does it feel like when you're talking to spirit guides, when you're talking to beings from other realms, other frequencies, other dimensions, and even other planets? Well, I'm going to answer this question and some more questions that you've been asking me. First, I'll reintroduce myself. I'm John Binney, and I left my 26-year career just in May this year in software engineering and artificial intelligence, senior leadership in a very large global company. And I've done all this because since 2017, I've been meditating each day. And on that journey, this has revolutionized my life. I'm now a spiritual mentor. I'm a psychic, and I also practice reflexology and teach mindfulness meditation. And I do all these now professionally as my full-time career. And it is so exciting to answer your questions. I've been doing this work now since 2017 and through hundreds of client sessions. And also now this year, I've been teaching others around the world how to master these different abilities. It's a real honor to be able to take a snapshot in time and say, okay, John, let's answer these straightforward questions. So first of all, when I first started on my journey, I started meditating each day. So I'd attended a friend's meditation class. It was a Kundalini yoga session. First time I'd really meditated for any length of time, and I had a very profound, beautiful experience. And after that, I started meditating each day. When I started meditating each day, I realized that quite a few things needed to change in my life. I couldn't really drink alcohol the night before because I'd always get a hangover. And I'd done that for many years, for decades prior to that. And so the next morning, I needed a clear mind. So I stopped drinking alcohol, and that was a great start. I also improve my diet, and that continues to be a journey. And I don't eat meat. I do eat fish and vegetables, but that's definitely been an ongoing improvement. And just my physical health, connecting with my body, putting my self-care first and my self-love. And this is all tied deeply to our ability to receive. So just like you're trying to receive someone like a guest into your house, it's very difficult if your house is like hoarding all this junk. If someone knocks at your door and it's a friend and you want to invite them in, but there's all this clutter in your home, all this mess, if you're stacked up to the ceiling, then you're not going to be able to easily invite your friend in. And so that's definitely been one of the keys for me in my journey. And also setting your intention, being really, really clear, like laser clear, what it is you want when you're communicating. So a great place to start is your spirit guides. And that was the first thing I did. So intuitively, I wanted my spirit guides to show themselves. And that was my first ask. So I would go into my meditation and I'd do my deep breaths. I would clear a space around me energetically. And then I'd say out loud, spirit guides, please show yourself to me. And it's funny because I feel them doing it right now. And then I would listen, and listening is a great way of thinking about receiving energy, because when we're used to listening to people talking, we listen to what comes into their from their voice and comes into our ears. And if we're really truly listening, then we're listening to the tone of the voice, the pitch, the frequency, the intention behind what they're saying, how the energy behind what someone's saying, the words that they're saying, the meaning, and we're allowing all that energy to come in through our ears. And it's not easy, right? It's not easy. I know I can continue to get better and better at really listening to people. And that's a fantastic start, is like actually, with different senses. I was going to say multisensory perception, like allowing yourself to really listen to others, and not like prejudge. You know, as humans, we're always wanting to fix things and to judge something and fix things. So when someone says something, it's easy to jump to the conclusion that is a problem, and then to come up with your immediate reaction and a solution, and perhaps a solution that you found worked for you, and then you're on to the next thing. But really encouraging you to, in your practice when talking to other people is to listen. Really truly listen with an open heart. Listen with your ears wide open. And then what happened to me when I started asking my spirit guides to show themselves, I would close my eyes and I'd start to see things. Like right now I can see my YouTube ring lights, just, kind of on the inside of my eyes. And it was funny, that was very similar to some of the first experiences I visually saw. So I'd close my eyes, and after 2 weeks of meditating for about 10 minutes each morning, I would see these like colors or shapes. And every time I was asking my spirit guides, and I would say after 3 or 4 days of doing this, I began to realize that there was something happening. Sometimes it would be feeling in my body as well. It might be feeling in my heart. Like my heart had its own brain, was full of its own, thoughts and feelings, and that I could feel specific parts of my heart being communicated with. So when I asked a spirit guide to show themselves, then I would receive this in my heart. Also like twinges sometimes in my arm or in my leg, or sometimes I'd hear something around me, or the birds or wildlife outside my home making noise. And so the more I did this, the more I realized after several weeks that I was definitely getting answers. They're just not what I expected. And it's never what you expect, right? And actually, the sensations aren't like super alien to you. Many of us are used to feeling these things throughout the day. For example, if you walk to a place that, to a new place that perhaps doesn't feel comfortable for you, like a street or part of a city or wherever it is, your body's like trying to communicate with you and saying, hey, I'm not so sure about this. I don't feel great about it. So that's another way of, you're using your intuition, you're using your body, you're listening to the energy around you. And often our guides, our angels are with us. They're with us all the time. And when we ask for help, that's when we really open up the doors for communication, or when we ask them a question. And so I shifted from, after a few weeks of asking my guides to show themselves, I started asking for messages. And as I received a message, I would say it out loud. And I still do that to this day. And it's been over 2,400 meditations and messages. And I've turned the vast majority of those, probably about 98% of them, into songs. And speaking what you receive out loud without judgment, without trying to, string the story together or fully understand it, just allowing, like you would another human to talk to you, allowing the words to come in, to be felt in your heart, the energy with them. Just like when someone talks to you, the pitch, the tone, the frequency, the energy of what they say, the intention, the experience, the visuals that someone shares with you when they talk to you, allow those just like you would another human. Allow that from your spirit guide communication also. Speaking it out loud is a fantastic way of bringing it into this dimension, into this reality. You're the ground troop, right? You're the one on the ground in this dense third dimension reality, doing the human stuff each day. And so you're the one that can bring it into this frequency, into this dimension. And so you're allowing these messages from higher dimensions. They're like letters of love from your spirit guides. And because you're asking for help, they're coming into your heart at this time, and they're giving you those answers. And on my journey, I would leave you with some great tips that have served me well. First of all, do it every day. Meditate every day. 5 or 10 minutes, that's literally all it takes. And you're giving space each day, dedicated space. It's for you, for your self-care, for your self-love, and clearing some space and clearing your mind and allowing yourself to ask a question of a spirit guide and allow them to answer. And if you're looking for some great free meditations, I have both mindfulness meditations and spirit guide meditations, encouraging you to help you and support you through a series of steps, including my 14-day spirit guide meditation challenge, where you can be challenged to speak to your spirit guides within just 14 days practice, similar to my journey. Then you can do that for free. Just go to johnbinney.com and you'll find me there. You'll find my free meditations under meditations and training. The second tip I would say is still meditate every day. There's some days that is really difficult to meditate. Like, embrace those days. When I'm camping with my family and we're all in this very small space, like in our camper van or caravan, in the early morning, I just set my alarm for 5 a.m., which is usually when I wake up. I will maybe have it on vibrate so I don't wake up my family. I'll sit up in bed and I'll just meditate for 5 minutes. And if I want to get up, I'll get up. If I want to rest, I'll just go back to sleep. And it doesn't need to be exactly at the same time every day, but it's just one example of how I make space for those 5 minutes. And I always write down or speak out loud what the experience was, and that really helps me remember. And then thirdly, I would say find people that inspire you on your journey. Find people that you resonate with their energy, with their abilities, with their intentions. For example, a big thing that I did when I started my business at the end of May was I published on my website under the About Me section my vision, like what I want to achieve in my life. And no, it's not all about money and it's not all about fame, right? It's about, my mission is helping rebalance the darkness and light in this planet and help create a world of freedom and equality and unconditional love and forgiveness, and really help save this planet and teach others to save this planet. And so these things are more dear to me than money. And so, find in the people that you work with, that you're inspired by, what's motivating them, what's their intention behind what they're doing. If they're just in it for the money, then maybe that doesn't align with you, or maybe it does. You get to choose, right? And then finally, I would say explore a little bit more every day. Try something new. On my journey, I have explored many different things. And I did the vast majority of it. I learned the vast majority of it on the job. So I started doing, several years ago, I started doing Zoom calls with friends. And I would go on and say, right, I'm going to try and clear any negative energy from you or from your home. And then over time, this developed into past life regression, healing, traveling through space and time, through different dimensions, even to the lowest levels of hell, to help retrieve soul fragments of people and to help people activate their spiritual gifts. And just this week, while I was on vacation, I spent a little bit of time each morning practicing and exploring, channeling one of my spirit guides in a trance state. And so I would come up with a question, and then I would go into that channeling mode session with my client, with my spirit guide, and then I'd work together with them to answer the question. And I'm also going to be doing a lot more lives, and you'll see those those happening as well. So there's one happening every week on Thursday called my Quantum Energy Reading, Healing and Clearings. And so you can come along to those. So encouraging you to try different, explore different modalities, invent your own, and explore what feels right for you. So I hope this helps you on your journey, and you're capable of this. Like, if this is something you want to do, you can do it. And it doesn't need to be me that teaches you. You can learn all yourself. If you want to learn faster, I definitely recommend you connect with someone. And if I resonate with you, please do message me, visit my website, and I'd love to help you on your journey. Thank you so much. Sending my love from Scotland. Take care.